Imagine this for a second: Louisiana sun beating down, streets alive with that greasy, golden aroma of fried catfish, and somewhere off in the distance, kids shouting as if summer could last forever. But before you can soak it all in, a police cruiser screeches across the asphalt, shattering that lazy afternoon vibe. Out steps this woman, tall, not the kind you forget, a walk that's got confidence written all over it, eyes sharp enough to cut glass. She's got no idea she's about to run into a man with a badge and an ego, and he's got even less of a clue about who he's dealing with. Yeah, this isn't just another afternoon in Baton Rouge. This is where pride goes to war, and trust me, you're gonna want to stick around, because things get real in a hurry. Let me ask you, just between us, do you live for those moments when justice flips the script, when somebody stands tall and says, "Not today"? If you do, you know what to do. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, and let's dive into a story that's got heat, heart, and more than a few fireworks. So here we are. Baton Rouge, late April. The sky's painted all golden orange, pouring honey over cracked sidewalks and half-broken fences. Lieutenant Amani Harper is back in town. She walks with a kind of silent discipline, the kind you can't fake. You either earn it, or you don't survive. It's been years since she's seen these streets, not since her mother's funeral, not since she packed up every scrap of grief and rage and shipped herself off to the army, looking for something she couldn't name. And now, just being back, it's like time's folded in on itself. Everything looks the same, but nothing feels right. Corner store still has that faded 2-for-1 sign, the old barbershop's chairs more tape than cushion, and the kids on the court shoot hoops like their lives depend on it. The scent of MS. Lauburn's catfish wraps around her like a long-lost hug. Amani's got on just a tee and old cargos, sneakers that VE's seen more than one tour. No insignia, but you can always spot a soldier by the way they move, shoulders set, eyes straight ahead, never rushing but never drifting. She walks by a group of teens posted up outside the store. One kid, hat turned sideways, probably 16, nods at her. Military, right? There's this look of respect, just a flicker. Amani just gives him a half smile. Something like that. He grins. "My cousin's in the army," walks just like you. Before she can say more, he disappears, called inside, and the world keeps spinning. That's when it hits her: every reason she left, every reason she's back, all tied up in these tiny moments. But if you think the homecoming ends there, think again. Because that's when the patrol car crawls by, slow, too slow. Amani doesn't break stride, but her senses are buzzing. She's played this game before. The window hums down, and a voice slices through the thick air. "Excuse me, ma'am." Officer Derek Simons, late 40s, built like an old linebacker, sunglasses so reflective you can see your own nerves staring back. "Can I ask what you're doing around here?" The tone isn't friendly. Not curious, it's the kind of question loaded with suspicion, the kind that expects you to prove you belong. Amani's calm, but there's steel underneath. "Walking, maybe." She lets a hint of sarcasm sneak in. Simons isn't amused. "We've had robberies. Just making sure everything's in order." She shrugs. "Did you see me rob anything?" The silence says it all. This isn't about crime. It's about control. You know the type, right? The ones who see confidence, see a black woman stand tall, and take it as a challenge. "It's my job," Simons says, leaning out. Amani stays cool. "Then I'm just walking." He's not letting go. The car parks, door swings open, and suddenly he's in her space, shadow long and heavy. "Hold up. I want to see some ID." Years of training kick in. She moves slow, calculated, pulls out her military ID, but doesn't hand it over, just lets him see it. He snatches it, flips it in his hand like he's got something to prove. "Navy SEAL? Huh?" He reads it out loud, almost like a joke. "You sure this isn't fake?" And here's where the neighborhood starts to tune in. Someone's already filming, phones up, faces in the windows. Suddenly, the stage isn't just him and her. Simons feels it, too. "You got a problem?" He barks at the girl filming, but she just holds steady. Amani lets the smallest smile slip out. Tables are turning. Simon steps closer, crowd closing in. "I don't know who you think you are, but I give the orders." Amani locks eyes with him. "You sure about that?" And then his fatal movie grabs for her wrist. Split-second reflexes, Amani breaks his grip, barely a ripple. Simon stumbles, face flushed. "That's assault," he shouts, voice cracking. "No," she fires back, voice low. "That's called not letting you put your hands on me for no reason." Now the street's buzzing. Simon's, desperate, radios for backup, but the crowd's not buying it. Backup for what? Someone shouts. It's over, and everyone knows it but him. Turn around. Hands behind your back, he orders, but even he doesn't sound convinced. Amani warns him one last chance. If you put those cuffs on me, you'll regret it. But pride overrides since it lunges. In a heartbeat, she pivots, and suddenly he's the one face down, arm twisted, helpless. The neighborhood loses a cheering, shouting, everything on video. Then, just as the chaos peaks, Sergeant William Burke rolls up. Old school, eyes that VE seen too much. He steps out, takes one look, asks for the story. Simons tries to spin it resisting arrest, some nonsense, but Burke's not fooled. He sees the Navy SEAL ID, does the math. Lieutenant Harper, Navy SEAL, he says out loud, and you can feel the respect in the air shift. Burke pulls Simons aside, relieves him on the spot. It's a quiet humiliation, no yelling, just a simple end. Amani could have pressed charges, could have dragged Simons through the mud, but when he asks her why she won't, she just looks him in the eye, because the lesson's already been delivered. Sometimes, the best victory is the one where you don't have to swing. Later, when the dust settles, Amani's sitting on her dad's porch steps, evening settling over the street. Her uncle rejoins Harold Wisdom, soft voice. Does it change anything? She asks. He just smiles. Maybe not everything, but maybe something. And sometimes, that's enough. So here's my question to you. What would you have done in Amani's shoes? Do you think one stand, one moment, can shift how the game is played? Drop your thoughts below. This is the kind of story that gets people talking, arguing, maybe even changing, because if you've ever felt the world tilt against you, you know how sweet it feels to tilt it back, even just a little. And hey, if this hit you somewhere deep, share it. Let's see what side of the line you land on. Justice, pride, or just survival sometimes. That's all any of us are fighting for.